I'm Cameron Drake, and this is Storytime Saturday. And I'll be playing Pillars of Exile. Pillars of Eternity. Forgive me. I was looking at Path of Exile before this. I thought, why not go with a, modern classic, as it were, of the RPG genre. It is made by Obsidian, which was formerly Black Isle Entertainment, Black Isle Entertainment, and they were a crucial member in making the classic real-time party-based RPGs.
Five wagons grope blindly for the path on a starless night, their master glancing ever upward to the skies for assurance that he is on the right course. A dim lantern his only protection against the encroaching darkness. But the skies bring no comfort, shining no light, betraying no hint of what they know. The caravan carries travelers bound for the frontier hamlet of Gilded Vale, you among them, where a local lord has offered land and wealth to settlers from abroad looking for a fresh start. You have taken suddenly ill, sweating and shivering, and one of the other travelers signals for the caravan master to stop on your behalf. He pulls up just in time to avoid plowing into the trunk of a fallen tree that bars the way ahead. You will go no further tonight.
A little tidbit here is that this is the way that most of your classic real-time RPGs were, the way they started their stories that you proceed to play through. Of course, you, at this point, make your main character. Let's see if we get to choose our much of your base. Let's take a look at what a godlike looks like. That's pretty unique. Let's see, what are the Orlanes? And here we have a Orlan, very specific to this setting. Elf, which is a very traditional race. We have our dwarves, which are still very much classic fantasy-based races. And we have these. This is a race that's specific to this setting. Let's see, I'm going to go with a more traditional, which you could have guessed was going to be elf. Let's see. Let me hit next. Then we get to choose which type of elf. Wood or pale. think I'm going to go with Pale Elf, which is very much a specific for this setting. Let's see, we got Barbarians. That was a class, I believe, that D&D introduced in 3rd edition, but goes much further back, because I believe our Barbarian was very much the feature of the Conan novels, or stories, I should say. Chanter. Ooh, Chanter. Basically, their words give them strength. We got Cypher. Ooh, they use soul. They can affect somebody's soul and psyche using an owl. Okay, then we got another classic, the Druid. Then of course we have our classic fighter. We have our, which is your basic melee class. We have monks, who are a melee class. They're usually bare-fisted, if I remember correctly, in most games. We have our standard spellcaster, the wizard. Druids are spellcasters, but theirs is much nature magic. They kind of go with they have they're able to transform into animals, as well as play using more nature-based spells. And then we have our rogue, or what used to be known as a thief in older RPGs. Then we have our ranger, which is mostly bowcasters, as well as they have some melee, but they're mostly, as I said, in this case, you start off with a animal companion. And then we have priests, which are your standard healer, and then of course our paladin is our main buffer and tank. In this case, I'm going to go simply with a standard fighter. I'm not going to be adventurous this time. And you start with Disciplined Barrage. Then we have Knockdown, which looks like it gives you a chance to really get a chance for knocking a target prone, and you can finish them off. So we're going to go with that. Then our attributes. We have 15 points to throw around. So this is very much a Constitution and Might. So I'm going to pop a bunch into that, those two. And then we have Resolve, which I'm going to keep up with. So let's do, and do. So that's 15, a bunch of 15s and for our main. But I think I might actually, yeah. I think I'll run that Gambit. Then boom. Culture. Wow. Considering they say that most pale elves come from the south, I'm going to go with the White of the Winds. Because that's looks like that's where they're saying lovely place for the pale elves to come from. Then I can go with a background. Go with the I think I'm going to go with an Baker Explorer. Then we choose primary color. I'm going to go with a little bit of purple. I'll just do a little bit of. I'm gonna go with that red. Then I got to choose skin tones. I'm gonna stay blue. The hair, I'm gonna move over to a little bit of silver. So I'm a little silly like that. 3 head choices. We get to choose hair types. Got quite a number of hair choices. No, but I think I'll go at number 7. Then you get to change portraits. Oh, bug eyes. Ooh, I remember that from that portrait right there goes all the way back to Baldur's Gate. They pulled out the classic. That's just being silly, but yeah. I think I'll stick with that, and then hit over here. Then we get to choose voices.
Leading the way.
Ha! Silence surrounds me.
Well, now I am leader of the group.
Let's go! My eyes are peeled. Eh?
I'm flattered.
Stand together! Not a sound. Huh? Follow me.
I'll teach you a lesson.
I'll take a peek. Watch and learn. You're mine! Quick and quiet. Just say the word.
Okay, they give you all the choices.
They'll never know I'm here. Easy does it. Hey there.
All right, I think we'll go with that. And then enter a name, and I'm just going to pop one of my standbys, and we'll get going. The caravan master finishes addressing the group, his bushy red mustache and saggy jowls quivering as if for emphasis.
Everybody stays close to the wagons, got it? Stay out of the woods, and beasts take you if you were planning a stroll through those ruins up there.
He nods towards a looming black mass on the hillside.
Whole area's crawling with hut-dwelling types who'd be happy to stick an axe in you for trespassing. So mind that you don't track mud on their sacred blazing rocks. Tonight, everybody stays put, and in the morning we'll get the path cleared. Gilded Vale's less than a day out. Understood?
At last the caravan master turns to you, frowning as he looks you over.
Touch of the rumbling rot, could be. There's a stinging beetle round here, carries it. You'll be fine once it passes your innards. Unless you don't drink water, of course. Which case you'll be dead in a day. There's a berry grows in these parts, small and pink, called a springberry, about the size of a fingernail. Give you cramps if you eat it, but the frontiersmen make a tea from it. Calms the insides. Should get you through the night. You might check around, see if you can find some. Meanwhile, I'll see if we can scare you up some water. I know you want to hunt before it gets much darker, but see about refilling our water first. Got a sick one here.
Odima looks over to his shoulder at his assistant, a lanky, intense man named Sparfell, who carries the old sun bleached bow. And that's when you get the, I know you want to hunt before it gets much darker, but see about refilling our water first. Got a sick one here. He nods in your direction. Sparfell nods and slides the worn bow over his shoulder. Then we get our choices.
They grow on a bush that's common round here, kind of funny looking. You'll know it when you see it. Doubt you'd have to go far off the road to find one.
Yeah, that was where would I find the berries? Now is, what are those ruins?
Nothing you won't see on half the hills of Air Glonfoth. Money to be made selling their knickknacks in Defiance Bay, if you don't mind getting stuck with Glonfoth and arrows now and again. They didn't build them, but I'll be the effigy if they don't watch them like a mother bear. Of course, all the ones around here have been ransacked 10 times over. Got nothing left worth half a pawn, so I hear.
Who did build the ruins?
Got different names for them. Settlers called them Ingwithans. Nobody that liked them enough to stop them becoming ruins, tell you that much.
Is it dangerous out here?
Not if you hurry about your business. And not if the weather holds up.
There's concern in his tone, but he does not elaborate. What kind of weather do they get out here?
This time of year, rain mostly, and wind. But there's a different kind of wind out here time to time. Locals call it a beowick, born out of the ether, the spirit's path. Never seen it myself, never care to.
What are those huge rocks coming out of the ground?
They don't got Adra where you come from? Well, it just grows up out of the ground like this. Goes deep like tree roots. Some of it all the way to the heart of the world, you believe the stories. It's more like a shell than a proper rock. Easier to work if you're a mason. Got all kinds of strange properties. Seems to have some kind of life of its own. Dies if it gets dug up. Loses its luster. Folks think it probably grew at one point or another, but not these days. The soul butchers in Defiance Bay use it for different things. I've heard tell it can hold a man's soul, but I don't care to see it. Got enough to worry about without seeing something like that.
Then we leave, and so I'll go see about those berries then.
Hold on. Take someone with you. I know you're not some helpless tenderfoot, not like most of this lot. But you drop dead, I don't want to be looking for the body. Got a schedule to keep.
He scans over the travelers, resting his eyes at length on a sturdy, armor-clad woman who has spent the journey's night sleeping on uneven ground without a blanket or a pillow.
Kalisha. Kalisha!
The woman looks up on her own time. She needs to find some spring berries. Watch that she doesn't drop dead.
No promises.
What kind of guide says something like that?
Kind you can afford.
Don't listen to her. You're in good hands. And I pay too well, if anything.
Odom chuckles and shakes his head. He looks at you. Don't listen to her. You're in good hands. He casts a sidelong glance at her. And I pay too well, if anything.
Off with you. Hayden should have supplies.
Odom's
See that you're equipped before you head out. We're in harsh country. Get your berries and hurry back. And if you get so much as a tickle of wind, you drop everything and you run. Something in the air tonight. If it's a Beawick, we'll shelter in the ruins. Hut dwellers be damned.
And the game pauses, and...
You heard the man. Let's get going before you keel over.
Aha. Interactions. Tapping X lets you interact with people and objects in front of you.
Anyone need supplies? I've got sundries for sale.
You see a man wearing simple but mostly neat clothes. He's transfixed, however, by a ragged tear in the seam of his tunics.
Brought a whole wagon full of goods to sell, but not enough shirts for the road.
He shakes his head and laughs when he notices you. That's when he says that, and he scratches one cheek with his knuckles. It's covered with an uneven stubble, as if he hasn't quite got used to shaving on the road.
Say, is there anything you need? I've got some basic traveling supplies for sale if you'd like to take a look.
I was like, see what you got. And it shows the tutorial for store. As you see, it's your standard fare of starting weapons, as it were. You get to armors, and they are a little more expensive. Let's start looking around. Pressing L1 or R1 lets you quickly cycle through party members.
I'll have your water soon enough. Stream's not going anywhere. There's a grove nearby. Ought to have what you're looking for.
Let's check by those outcroppings.
Ah, combat. This is what's called active turn-based. Everybody goes in order, but it's done in real time.
This is it.
Adam says you've had some interesting travels. Let's see. You kind of, with these conversation choices, you get to build what you where you go for. So I decided to choose I was a mariner. And then I'm choosing, I didn't find what I was looking for. But you got... some things just aren't in the stars, and there's no changing it. Makes you wonder if the gods like putting us in situations that can't be resolved, just to see what we would do. Cassia breathes in her surroundings. Been a long time since I've been this way, but I always did like it. Lord Raedric's offer makes a girl think. I'll give him that. You here to settle, like the rest of us? He's like, I'm going to just be going with it. No, I'm just passing through. Because it's a hard offer, not hard offer to pass up. And then you got, no, I'm just passing through. And he's like, I hadn't given much thought. Passing through. That's usually, the castle goes, that's usually the case with the big city, just a little ways further up, the same road. Where are you heading? It's like nowhere special, just putting as much time and distance between me and my old life as I possibly can. Going to continue on to the city, see where that takes me. I'll probably wander for a while. So there goes, somewhere I can make some money. I have no idea what I'm going to do next. Considering I'm going with the Explorer, I was like, I'll probably wander for a while. I couldn't judge you for that. Been half my life. Just watch yourself. You get too far off the beaten path. These lands are wild, in more ways than one. Anyway, I'm wasting time here. Demel will give me an earful. Let's be on our way. You get a chance to ask her questions, like, why are you here? Tell me about yourself. What can you tell me about Direwood? I got simple needs. I like open skies and far horizons. Find work that lets me live that way. My family wanders too. We started in Direwood, but my parents ended up in the Living Lands. I got a brother in Roati and another in Adir. My sister in Gilded Vale. She's the only real homebody. Why are you here? She sighs unevenly, her eyes searching the ground at her feet. My sister moved out here some time back. She sent me a letter. She seemed worried, but that's how she always is. This time, though, she asked me to come out, and that got me a little worried. I haven't seen her in ages. Been doing guide work at Ixamiddle, but I'd do anything for her. She's a much better woman than me. So I'm here and we'll see. It's like, what can you tell me about Direwood? I'm not much for history, but from what I know, it used to be part of the Adir Empire. Broke off after a war some years back. The locals here are feisty, and that's how they like it. It's like, alright, let's get back to camp. You know, I wouldn't hold my breath for Sparfell's getting you water anytime soon. He does what he feels like, when he feels like it. We should check up on him first, slap him around a little. Stream's just down that way. Come on, let's get you some more your water. Ooh, so interact. A little bit about this game, or its developer, is that Obsidian was at one time part, or at least the people who started Obsidian were at one time a part of a company called Black Isle Entertainment. They worked very closely with another company, which I was a big fan of, and still am of their work, which is called BioWare. BioWare has now become a part of EA, and the original team's been pretty much broken up. However, also Obsidian also kind of absorbed the employees of another company that went defunct, which was Interplay. Um, though in that case, with Interplay, it kind of split between two companies. One is Bethesda, and the other, as I said, was Obsidian. But that's enough of that. And the thing is, this game was also kind of crowdfunded through Kickstarter, and you'll see souls that they put a lot of the people who helped build this game, as it were, through crowdfunding, give a little nod to them. Let's see. But this was very much done in the vein of some of the classics, such as Baldur's Gate and Icewind Dale. Ooh, corpse is cold to the touch and ripe smell waffles from it. Basically, they've been dead a while. Alright, and let's see. We go to the radial. I'm going to go to inventory. And let's see. Let's take a look at this. Ooh, leather doesn't do quite as well. They got scale as well, so that's going to go to the seller. Go to the, what do you call it? The merchant. Yes, the merchant. So before I cross the bridge, I'm going to go up here and sell the armor.
Something else you need?
See what you got. Ooh, wait, no, sell that. Sell. I'm going to keep the lockpick. Let's trade. Yeah, for money. Let's go down.
What a surprise. Sparfle went hunting. At least he left the water skins. Come on. Sparfle, are you all right?
Ooh, that's bad.
Ambush!
Oh, shoot, I should have read that word. Basically, he walks out of the forest, and he's got arrows in his back, and he falls over dead. See, we're going to hit that, and I think I got a couple special attacks, so I'm going to end up trying here. Or not, because I can't seem to find them. And I'm going. Aha! They die.
Come on, we have to get back to camp.
Grab those items. Well, that's beer. I'm not big going to go for the beer, to be honest with you. But I'm going to go back up. Ooh, he is still alive, surprisingly. There we go. What do you know? All around you lie massacred remains of the other travelers, peppered with arrows and knife hilts, splayed and bug-eyed and filthy. Kaliska pulls the back of her left hand to her mouth as if to ward away some poisonous vapor. A handful of dark figures stand over the fallen, treading on limbs, backs, and heads, jerking their axes from the bodies as if from half-split logs. One of them, towering and severe with a thick beard tasseled with knots, holds a wet blade at the neck of the man you recognize as Hayden, the last of your caravan left standing. Lay down your arms, trespasser. Do not forfeit this man's life for a fight you will lose. Then use lore 1. I can go with the ruins have not been sullied by our hands, men of ill Glanfeth. And we have, why have you done this? We have not trespassed, we merely wish to pass through. I don't know what they did, but I didn't have anything to do with it. Murderers, you will pay for each life. You will try to kill us all either way. Why make it easy? But I'm going to use my lore. Your words carry no weight when I have seen the truth with my own eyes. Blood must be paid for this intrusion. So I say again, lay down your arms. Don't trust them. They mean to kill us all. We got the might only fools attack a weak enemy while a stronger one yet lives. Then we got resolve 15. Go ahead, kill him now, do it. Athletics 1, rush the man before he can react. Got lore 1, judge it by the string of animal teeth around your neck. I'm guessing you're worshippers of Galawain. If Galawain told you to stop protecting the ruins, would you? Put down your weapons. Very well, let him go. Stay armed. If you put down my weapons, we're all dead. So I'm going to go with lore. The man frowns and motions as if to swing his axe. Hayden winces, but the blow never comes. Instead, the man cocks his head intrigued. Of course, but he would not. It is by the command of all the gods that we accept this charge. How do you know? Because it is consistent with their beliefs, or because of what you were told? Mainly, it's always been known by my people. I see. And what of Galawain's edict that weakness and age must be purged by youth and strength? You think Galawain would want some moldy, crumbling stones to survive long after their builders have turned to dust? The man's nostrils flare as he fumes. He would not. He told us otherwise. Yes, I'm sure he did. Just not to you personally. But why should that stop you from killing innocents? Your enemy lies supine on the ground, unable to rise. His companion is now silent among the other dead. His breath comes in wheezing, fit for grass. He looks not at you, but the skyway. Forgive us. Very loud beneath the choking side whispers as the wind stirs the air. At this, the man's eyes roll back and he closes them. Good, the gods are just. A queer smile across his face. I am ready. The wind begins to swell, whipping around the camp. Electric and volatile, upending pots and rattling tents like an angry spirit. You can feel it begin to seep beneath your skin, and where it pierces you, it feels as though it's rending you apart from within. Seated against a wagon wheel amidst the boiling maelstrom slashed across the chest and bowels, Odom's body stirs, and with great effort he raises his sagged head. His eyes barely open, he looks directly at you.
Get inside! Run!
Straining against a gale, threatened to pull you off your feet with every step. You set your hands into warm folds before the rocket, set about pulling yourself up with the precipice. With the last push of energy you feel your arms give out, you swing yourself up onto the ledge. Odin trails behind, slowly by entry, and delayed hesitation. As he nears the face of the rocks, one of the fallen attackers you with finger trap lunges for Odin and tackles him into the rocky ground. Restrained, Odin lashes out against his fatigue but struggles to break his hold. They are close to you, despite the wind from your position. If you were to throw your weapon at the attacker, you would have a good chance of hitting your mark. I'll throw my weapon at the attacker. Your aim is true, and the hit jars Holden loose. Lurching to his feet, Holden clambers up to the base of the rocks. As he nears the top, however, the wind flares, pulling him sideways, and tears one of his hands free. But but diving out into the hard rock, you manage to catch hold of it, securing his other hand. You pull with waning strength, and it feels as though your arms will be jerked from their sockets. They hold just long enough for Hayden to set his feet and join you in the trembling ledge. There's a sense of the swelling wind now. You feel it in the rocks beneath your feet and inside the cavity of your own chest, as though it would shake the marrow from your bones. Each new gust menaces the old stones before you, loosening connections, unsettling balances. As you dart beneath the old archway, the entire portal begins to fall beneath its own weight.
Was that?
A Buick. Had to be.
Hayden's words come between wheezing gasps.
Then we're lucky to be alive.
And we're the only ones.
We can't stay here. There could be another collapse. We're not getting out that way anyway. Let's get further inside.
And with that, I think I'm going to let you go because we're at a good stopping point. So let me go ahead and save right quick. And this is userXgaming, and I'm Cameron Drake, and farewell and have a wonderful day.